Yo, 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 it is Death Aura, Scraft Fiends. Death Aura. Very popular map, the Death Aura. Let's get involved. We are on game 4, and it's Super V. Actually, that is 2-1 up. Play so far, it's been alright. You know, the builds. There hasn't been anything completely bungled, certainly. The builds, as you would expect in a semi-final, are pretty decent. I have to remind myself, this is, after all, the EMS StarCraft League. None of these players have been playing for StarCraft for longer than a few months. So, you know, it's a learning curve, isn't it? And if we compare the quality of play with what we saw in the early rounds, everybody has come a long way. So, I'm hoping for good things. Wyrm basically needs to win the next 2 games. Super V needs to win 1 out of those games to book their place in the final to match up against Grey Raven. So what is going to happen? Wyrm is coming in for the early scout. What I've noticed, Wyrm does like to get that Nexus down really early. Does tend to go for a Nexus before Sidecore build, and I don't know. Super V is a pretty aggressive player. You've come in, you've scouted this double rack slot. I would definitely be putting my Sidecore down before my Nexus. So yeah, it is going to be Sidecore first this time. Good. You know, you come in, you see the triple racks. Does the worker see this triple racks yet? No, but surely he will. I mean, you see the 3 racks, you know, straight away. Pylon, shield battery. Okay. Well, pylon, shield battery. Let's go. But another gateway surely is what you need, Wyrm. There is a 3 racks coming at you. You need another gate. It's going to be Reapers. It's going to be a lot of Reapers. The first Reaper's out, and Wyrm sees the 3rd racks now. So, do you cancel this? I mean, 1 Stalker is building, but there's no additional gateways building. This is going to be a tough hold. I really want to see... okay, extra gateway coming down. I really want to see shield batteries. Shield batteries can make such a huge difference here. Personally, you know it's a Reaper. You know that it's a triple racks. Pylon, shield battery, and the mineral line takes an awful lot of pressure off you. Does mean if the Reapers get into your mineral line... the Stalker walks straight past. If the Reapers get into your mineral line, you don't have to go as crazy with the micro to keep your workers alive, because that shield battery can really help out. Now, obviously, there is a critical mass of Reapers where they start to one-shot workers, and then the shield battery doesn't do anything. Yeah, these guys can still hop up into the men, so Death Aura as a map, actually pretty obnoxious, really, these Reapers can be. So, yeah, are we going to see another pylon for the full block here? I don't know. As I say, I wouldn't mind seeing a shield battery in the mineral line, but these Reapers aren't here as crazily early as I thought they might be in getting in to the men base, but there is beginning to become a worrying number of them. There's 3 more in production, so that's going to be up to 8 of these guys. These Stalkers are not in range of the shield battery, so they do have to move down. But look, a Stalker being healed by a shield battery, it's pretty hard to get anything done against it with just Reaper. So now that there's 3 Stalkers out, you know, these Stalkers win this fight. It's as simple as that. Grenades don't really do anything. They kind of bop your stuff around and can be a little bit obnoxious. But, you know, the DPS from those grenades is very, very low indeed. I'd like to see another shield battery. I'd like to see a finish of this wall off, because otherwise your opponent is just going to keep dancing backward and forward with the Reapers. Still nothing but Reapers in production. I like the Stalker body block here on the ramp. This is good. There are workers beginning to fall, but the surround, very nice. The Stalkers get involved. What? Why are we fighting with workers when we've got perfectly good Stalkers? But this is a hold. Look, there's not as many Stalkers as there are Reapers, and if ever there was a time to A-click across the map, it's now, Wyrm. Get involved. Go! You've got the same number of Stalkers as your opponent's got Reapers. That is a fight that you win. You just win that. Get involved, my dude. In production, there's 2 workers. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd really like to see I'd really like to see Wyrm get aggressive. Look, finally the tech lab's come down, but look how far away Stim and Combat Shield is. And are there even Marines building? There's only 2, but look how many racks this is. The longer Wyrm waits, the harder this bust becomes. You know, if he goes straight away, time is running out. It's not even a warp prism building, it's an observer. Why isn't it a prism? Oh my god, there's 4 racks to be had. There's a decent income. Pull the trigger. Once Combat Shield and Stim is done, this opportunity pretty much ends. I don't know. God, I don't know, Wyrm. I don't know. Really? We're just going to tack up out of this? Okay. It's a significant worker advantage, to be fair. But, you know, with mules... Oh, the worker isn't attacking the SCV. That's a shame. This SCV's like literally 5 health. It's 1 hit away. 1 hit away. Kill the SCV. Kill the SCV and you delay this. It's too late. Oh, it isn't. He gets it. He gets it with 6 build points remaining. That is funny. So another worker's going to come down. Now, Super V feeling confident to go across the map. Sorry, Super V. You don't win this. No, you just don't. I'd love to see Blink out of Wyrm. Look how many Stalkers there are, and think about how much more value you get out of these Stalkers if there's Blink. I still wouldn't mind seeing this completely boxed off so that you don't have to worry about Reapers jumping up. Now these Stalkers, you don't want to fight here. There's a shield battery. Pull back. Get back to the battery. Don't lose Stalkers to this. No. No. It's hurting my face. You can't. How do you lose this game? It's there for the taking. Your Terran opponent's got nothing. Look at the tech. There isn't any. There isn't even a factory. Never mind a medevac. These guys, like, yeah, okay, Stim and Combat Shield is done, but how many Stims have you really got without medevacs? 3 tops, and then your Stalkers are one-shotting Marines after those 3 Stims. There's still only 1 shield battery. Still only 1. I mean, this shield battery is the MVP. Look how much work it has done, but it's not out of energy. You know, because there's only the 1 of them. But look, Stalkers, they're just so much better than Marines. Come on. You know, a Stalker costs 3 times as much as a Marine, and therefore it is 3 times as good. If only that were true. They're about twice as good, though. You can't really fight Stalkers with comparable numbers of Marines, especially when you don't have a medevac in sight. So, Wyrm presumably cranking out Colossus. He is. Is he going to head across as soon as this Colossus is done? He isn't researching thermal lance. That's the Colossus range upgrade. So I don't know. Overly cautious, Wyrm. Overly cautious. Again, we're seeing a setup where the game is yours for the taking, but you're hesitant to move across the map, and I don't know why. I mean, okay, maybe you like the long macro game and you want to play for it, but I just feel like that's an unnecessary risk that you just don't have to take. 5 Marines at a time in production. There's what's in production on the other side of the map? Currently no units. 0 units being produced right now. Upgrades, sure, a Forge, a Twilight that arguably should have been done long before the Robo Support Bay. But Stalkers? No Stalkers in production. Why not? Why not? This is stressing me out, man. This is stressing me out. Look, we're 8 minutes 9 and the Terran is only now building a starport. So Protoss has literally had a solid 4-minute window, maybe 3, maybe 4 is a little harsh, but certainly a 3-minute window in which they could have walked across the map and ended this game. And we're at home defending with a bare bones defense as well. Super V now ahead in army supply. Ahead, despite being so far behind in income, is ahead in army supply. Now, obviously, the Protoss tech is just way better. There's going to be upgrades. There's no upgrades here. There isn't even an eBay. There's going to be thermal lance. There's going to be tier 3 units. The first siege tank is building, and just just think about how much more of these effect these stalkers can have before there's a siege tank on the map compared to after. I mean, it's poof, like instantly, the moment that siege tank is out, the effectiveness of this stalker army has just diminished by such a huge amount. You know, pushing up this ramp with Colossus Stalker a minute ago, and look, all of these are already injured. There's no way back from that injury. There isn't a medevac on the map, and there was no splash damage, and there was nothing with the range of a Stalker, nothing with a range even close to a Colossus. You just storm this. You just come up here, and you just make sure you're pulling your hurt Stalkers back, and you just win. Now, though, not so much. The medevacs are on their way. There's about to be 2 medevacs. There's a siege tank. And suddenly this is a hard fight, especially when you're behind in army supply. I don't know. And now we're moving out, are we? No, you can't move out now. You can't. Now you're stuck to push to the late game that you never had to see. Now you're stuck. Because, you know, everybody knows mid-game Terran beats mid-game Protoss. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, late game it's going to be. So Wyrm off 3 bases is just going to head for the max out. And that's what he needs to do. He's going to get the upgrades up. Now, in theory, he maxes out 4 Terran. Certainly should do. The army supplies are now level, but look at the difference in workers. It's phenomenal. So he will max out much sooner, and he will max out with 3-3. Which the Terran will not have. 1-1 underway for the Terran. But, you know, with this 3rd base landing and mules, the economy of the Terran is going to catch up pretty sharpish. And, you know, the Terran can under SCV, can't they? They don't necessarily have to build as many workers because they've got those mules. And so, therefore, once maxed out, they can have a higher army supply. Couple of immortals in the mix, and that's useful. This observer is is solid gold. So he sees this army, sees that I mean, there's only this one marauder, but there are now more marauders coming in. Yeah, so always handy to have a couple of immortals in the back, because marauders don't really take that much damage from Colossus. They're armored, and Colossus don't. They kind of tickle them. They like sort of give them a slight slap to the side of the head. Nothing serious. Immortals, on the other hand, punches holes in them. So now Wyrm moves out in this. Okay. With a roughly even army supply. There's going to be a move out into this location. It's not a bad location to hit. There's no siege tank coverage here. There's a starport building. There isn't a bunker or anything like that. Has got the prism with him, so could see some prism juggling. Certainly can warp in reinforcements. Charge is done. No blink though. Look how many stalkers there are. There's no blink. Unfortunately, everything up here is shooting buildings. Oh, but my goodness, the Colossus are beginning to put some hurt on these unupgraded Marines. They certainly are. 2-2 is done. Oh, not quite. 2-1 is certainly done for this Protoss army. And surely it just pushes through, doesn't it? You need to get these immortals on the siege tank and let the Colossus and the Stalkers eat up the Marines. Arguably, though, I don't think it's going to matter. This higher tech Protoss army is going to do what it should have done 5 minutes ago and walk through the Terran base. Yeah. So, you know, in the end, a pretty solid hold. As a triple Rax goes, a little uninspiring from supervv. Arguably, you know, if you're going to push that, those Reapers needed to be a bit snappier, and they needed to be in a mineral line much sooner. There was a lot of dancing about, a lot of footing about, and I don't know. Protoss wins, which is to be expected because, as I say, the Reaper all in was essentially all in, a little bit too all in for my liking. Triple Rax Reaper at the start, triple. I don't know. I think I would have preferred 2 Rax Reaper, factory starport follow up, and then if 2 Rax Reaper doesn't work out, you're not completely screwed. But as it is, you were. GG.